some Nier Automata. Now, the reason why I have this game now, and on PS4, is simply because, well, I was planning on picking it up earlier on PC. The problem is that my PC can't run this game. Why? Because, well, I think I covered it in my last stream, I think, and I was talking about Nier Automata then, and basically I was talking about how I have a 750 Ti, and that can't run Nier Automata. It requires a 770, which is absolutely ridiculous to me, considering the fact that I'm playing this game on PS4 and it doesn't look any better than other games that I've played on PS2, from what I've seen so far. I've played the demo. Well, I suppose it does look a bit better than that, obviously. That's a bit harsh in certain ways. I'm talking about in certain, like, it doesn't have as many, well, let's put it this way. It's not quite Valkyrie Profile 2, is it? Like, it's not a beautiful looking game. It's basically a game that puts a lot of focus on graphics, and that's what this game seems to do a lot, based on what I've seen. But at the same time, it's one of those examples of a game that puts so much effort into graphics, yet it still looks, in my opinion, not that great. I won't say it looks like a pile of shit, because it doesn't look like a pile of shit. It just looks a bit bland for my taste. But yes, I'm going to start the game now, and let's see what we do. Like, I have been planning on playing this game. This is probably the one game that I've had on my radar for the entire year. Since Star Ocean 5, this was the next in line. And of course, Odin Sphere, which I didn't pick up until a bit later as well, but I wanted to get Odin Sphere first because that was more important, whereas this is the next on my radar pretty much. So I'm going to get to it. Let's play this game. And in case you're wondering, I don't have my PC with me. I'm just doing this on my PS4.
Everything that lives is designed to end.
Oh god.
We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death.
I thought I turned the voices down.
Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
This is Command. Your house squadron, come in.
2B here. All units have penetrated the stratosphere. Autopilot systems green across the board.
This is Operator 60. All units confirmed.
We've passed the 50-kilometer threshold and are proceeding toward the target.
Understood. Once you reach their anti-air defenses, proceed to manual attack formation. Then destroy the Goliath-class unit by any means necessary, and gather what data you can.
Understood. 12H down. All units activate manual mode and rely on visuals to evade.
Already engaged. Free movement unlocked.
Origin point of long-range lasers confirmed.
I'm actually wondering if I can turn if I actually turn the sound down, because it doesn't seem like it's worked.
Our HO229 cancelers are ineffective.
No. Now, knowing this game, I probably already missed the ending right there.
Requesting permission to engage.
Permission granted.
And we get shooting up section.
70
It's
down.
surely not that hard to move out of the way when you see a massive death cannon coming your way. Surely. But yeah, the sound is just too loud.
20 down. Assuming...
Oops. Yeah. I can't change anything here. I've tried to turn the sound down, believe me, but I can't do anything about this, because it's another one of those games probably that, like Odin Sphere, the sound is still too loud when I'm recording.
Multiple surrounding enemy air units confirmed. Requesting permission to assume mobile configuration.
maybe it's because I've got high volume on, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the settings. But yeah, it's kinda like an all range mode, it's not the kind of thing going on here. And the goal is to avoid getting shot. Pretty much. So yeah, this game is a bit of everything by the looks of it.
4B down. 2B to Operator 6-0. All Allied units down. The operation is compromised. Awaiting further orders.
Operator to 2B. We need you to rendezvous with Unit 9S and begin gathering data on the local terrain.
Understood.
Now, another thing that I wanted to mention is, and I said this in Shintai's stream of the game, this game kind of has a Kojima look to it, in the sense that everything feels so grayed out, if that makes sense. Whoops, this is a bit too much. Ow. Yeah. Don't like those sections. Especially when I'm streaming, and I'm trying to concentrate on streaming. But yeah. Now it's gone all radius on us, pretty much. Or whatever you want to call it. So, or gradius, whatever you want to call it. You see what I mean by the Kojima style? Well, I don't even know if Kojima made radius. I don't really know much about Kojima, to be honest, but I do know that I have played some of his games. I played the Zone of the Enders games, and I played the first level of Metal Gear Solid 2. That's it. That's all I know about him. But all I know is from the games that I played, they both have this same sort of style, in the sense that they're both like very grayed out visuals. Like they've got this. I don't know how to really. Yeah, I can't stream and play like this effectively, and I've never really been good at too much. But yeah, I don't know how to express the visual style of this game. It is very Kojima inspired to me. That's the best way to describe it, basically. But yeah, don't spawn in the middle. That's not handy. That's not good. But yeah, like it's a very Kojima-like game in a way, in terms of visuals. And it's like the health bars, like the whole like health bars are all like this just basic health bar look. Like it's just a white bar. That's it. That's all it is really. And most Kojima games are very similar. They just have very basic looking visuals, and that's what this game pretty much is. It's just a basic looking game. There's not really much else to say other than that.
Alert. Heavy damage. Standard comm system estimated.
It is. It looks so much like a Kojima game. It looks so much like a Kojima game. It really does.
Alert. Large enemy group detected.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
And you're going to see a bit of Metal Gear inspiration in this game as well. Now, yeah, I have played the, Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. That's not the dodge button, is it? Yeah, we don't have a dodge button yet, so we basically have to move, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, this is basically the movement. And we have to basically just hit these guys. And pick up their tools. Or money, it seems. So we don't have the authority to dodge, that's great. But first of all, I just want to make sure, or double check, that the sound is down, because I'm not sure, I don't really know, so we'll have to see. Music volume is here. I'm going to turn that down a bit more, and voice volume. Like, I honestly don't care about the volume at this point. It'd be nice to hear it eventually, but I won't be playing this off stream as well, so no doubt I'll be able to do it. But yeah, I just don't want to hear any sound, or very little sound. That's what I want to do. Well, that's what I want, to not hear much sound at all. But yes, this game I mean, I haven't played Metal Gear Rising aside from the demo, but this game kind of has a very Metal Gear Rising look to it, if that makes sense. In the sense that it's a very, very similar sort of thing. Like, you're dealing with... It is basically the same thing as Metal Gear Rising, just... I don't know, like, that's what this game looks to me. And I only played the demo of Rising, by the way. I played the demo that came with Zone of the Enders, so... I can definitely say that that's the closest this game is to any other game. It's basically Metal Gear Rising, but slightly different. I mean, it is by Platinum Games, so it's an action game, that's for certain. But yeah, we can finally evade, which is R2. Apparently, again, like, apparently mapping it to R1 is better, because the default controls are pretty bad. Right, so pod programs that, and that's lock on. Right. And it's one of those control things. Oh, you have customer, I see. But this only changes that, doesn't it? So it surely isn't that bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go to type B, why not? So yeah, that's to dodge. Yeah, I've not really got many moves yet. I assume that the moves are basically just the basic stuff so far.
Enemies destroyed.
Not quite.
This boss is annoying. I fought this guy in the demo, and he's a pain in the ass because, well, you have to dodge him at the right time.
Is that our target?
Negative. This enemy is unrelated. Proposal. Dispatch it as swiftly as possible.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's all about timing. It's all about timing as this boss fight, pretty much. That's what this is. It's just timing. It's just one huge timing mechanic. And yeah, you basically have to hit him, knock him out with sword right after he's hit you, and yeah. For some reason I can't shoot. Oh, I can shoot. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's not the easiest game to start up because it starts up right in the action, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's a bit complicated in certain ways to stream a game like this. It's like recording Painkiller live is not the easiest thing to do because it's one of those games that starts right in the action. Oh, here we go now. And I still get hit by it because I dodged the wrong way. Now I'm stuck. Right, so now I can shoot it again. Yeah, I have played the demo, but you'll have to bear with me. I'm still pretty crap at this game, so... I never really claimed to be any good at action games. Really, it's not really what I do best at, and I just enjoy them. It's just like everything, I'm not good at most games, to be honest. But I enjoy action games, even though I'm terrible at them. Like, I'm sure a lot of people do, but it's like there's a lot of people who are just like really good at these games, I suppose. But so far the action seems pretty basic, and I played the demo, so it was the same thing in the demo. Very basic action.
Better make sure he's actually dead next time.
It's good action though. I mean, the mechanics are good, but it's very basic so far. Like, I haven't played any further to know
My name's
if it
not
gets
Ness.
better than this.
I'm here to provide support.
Copy that.
So, was that...
No, just another defensive system.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm not really
guess we have to find the
too
target
bothered
then.
about the story myself, but
I've got a flight unit,
I think
so I'll
I've seen
take
the
over.
story anyways in the demo, so
Alright, I'll work my way inside from
I'm
the
not going to
front.
waste anybody's time. But yeah, this game reminds me so much of Metal Gear Rising. Even though I've only played the demo of Rising, it just reminds me of that demo in every single way. But at the same time, it just got that Kojima look to it. I don't know about you, but I just think Hideo Kojima when I play this. That's what I think. Like, it's kind of weird because whereas the Drakengard games and the original Nier, from what I saw of it, I haven't played the original Nier. I've played Drakengard, a bit of Drakengard 2 and quite a lot of Drakengard 3, regrettably, because I didn't enjoy Drakengard 3, but ultimately, like, this game looks nothing like any of those games. It looks like something that Kojima would make, if I'm honest. Like, it really does. Like all this, like, all these rusted buildings, it just reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 2, the first level, where you're on the tanker. That's what this first section reminds me of. Like, but it also kind of reminds me of Metal Gear Rising, which, to be honest, I should actually give that game a go. I've never really been big into Metal Gear games, but Rising is kind of more of an action game, so I might actually give that game a go one day. But I thought I'd play this obviously first because, well, yeah, it's just better to shoot, I guess. Yeah, I'm getting used to the controls. It's not the easiest game to get used to the controls, especially when there's enemies shooting at you at the same time. But yeah, it seems to be, so far, it seems to be a game that's trying to do a lot of things at once, and that's pretty ballsy to do that, because usually the best games are the ones that focus on the core elements, like Painkiller, for example. Whereas this game, I'm not actually sure what it's trying to focus on. It doesn't seem to want to focus on anything by the looks of it. It's trying lots and lots of different things. Like, as you can see here, it's got the side-scrolling camera angle, so it's going for that side-scrolling look. It's kind of going for that. Well, I like to say Odin Sphere look, because that's the side-scrolling action game. In a way, you could actually argue that it's probably better that it is side-scrolling action game, to be honest, because it means that, well, you don't have to deal with the camera. So there's some good things about adding some 2D elements to it, in a way. But yeah, like I mentioned as well in the Shintai stream, is that 2B kind of reminds me of Virgil and her combat style. I'm talking about Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition Virgil in a way. Like, it's like she's got moves like that, which is like round trip, and then she's got like that move, which is like the finishing, one of Virgil's finishers for one of his long attack strings. So yeah, that's what she kind of reminds me of a bit. And yeah, this is pretty much the tanker from Metal Gear Solid 2. It pretty much is. I know I'm probably exaggerating, but that's the first thing that came to mind. I don't know if I dodged that or not. I'm gonna have to get used to the dodging system in this game. Like, dodging systems are usually what I struggle with the most. But yeah, let's go forward. And I did this in the demo, but I got destroyed. Well, I didn't do very well in the demo, let's put it that way. I didn't get destroyed in the demo, but I didn't do too well. I just think there's a lot to take in with this game. There really is a lot to take in. Even Shintai struggled playing this game, and he decided to go to Yakuza instead of this. But yeah, that's another thing about it. Like, Shintai only just started this game by the looks of it, and like I've just started this game as well, which is weird, because I'd have thought Shintai would have played this game before anybody, but it turned out that he didn't either. So I thought, well, I might as well join in as well. I might as well start now, since other people are late starters, so what's the shame in being a late starter? And, well, there's other reasons why I wanted to do it. Like, well, I wanted to start it now because, well, I just feel that I'm not late to the party anymore, you could say. I mean, usually I wouldn't care about being late to the party, like, but since this game's been on my radar, I actually do want to get this game played as soon as possible. But So it is an exception. It's not going to be a second-hand one. I bought it. I got the day one edition because I do think this game has some potential. I want to see how far Square Enix has come. But even though it's not Square Enix that designed it, but see if basically see what the hype is all about, because this is one of those games that's been overhyped. See if there's any items around, and well, might not be overhyped, but see what all the hype is about.
You know,
And also,
I'm glad you're here.
Why?
all these
Scanners like me
cutscenes.
mostly work alone. Scouting out enemy lines and all that. I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun.
Emotions are prohibited.
Sorry, ma'am.
And another thing, stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right then. To be it is.
Yeah, man. I always get annoyed when voices start appearing. It's going to be one of those games where you have everybody on comm chatter just talking to you, and you're just like, please shut up, I'm in the middle of gameplay here. Like, that really does annoy me in games. I remember mentioning it in my, when I was talking about Painkiller, and in that video, I mentioned I can't stand comms chatter. That's one thing that I just cannot stand. It just annoys me because, well, one, I have to be quiet for a bit because of the stream, and two, I just don't see the point in it. It's just like, you're not even in the same room as me, and yet you feel the need to talk. Yes, I know that people talk on the telephone and that lot, but I just don't really care for that sort of... I just don't care for that sort of chatter. I never have done. Whoops. My attention span is very low at the moment because I'm trying to look at different things, and yeah, I'm just getting shot at and I can't even see it. I'm trying to also talk while I'm doing it. But yeah, well, yeah, it's just very complicated. Playing this game and trying to talk is not the easiest thing to do. Whereas playing other games, it's not as difficult. But this game requires so much out of you. There's so much to learn. But yeah, what I'm saying is that, what was I talking about again? Because I was talking about something, and then the game interrupted my conversation by adding some pointless comm chatter. So I forgot what I was talking about. But regardless, the reason why I picked up this game ultimately this early, and I wasn't going to pick it up this early because I was thinking, screw it, I'll get the PC version. But like, I didn't get the PC version until, well, I didn't get the PC version at all. I was planning on maybe waiting on it, seeing if, well, I don't know, like, I was planning on waiting for it to go down, to go cheaper in price, I suppose, on PS4, because I really didn't want to support the PS4 version. I don't like Sony. I don't like supporting Sony. Well, I don't even know if it's supporting Sony or not, to be honest, but I did get it digitally from the PlayStation Scam Store. Paid a ridiculous price for it, but, you know, sometimes we have those ridiculous moments where we do stuff that we don't normally do, but it's not really against my principles to buy from the PlayStation Store. I just think it's a bit of a scam. But it's not going to change anything, me buying from here or not buying from
Sure is big.
the PlayStation Store. Really.
I guess humans used to use it as a weapons factory, but now it's just crawling with machines. The enemy seems to have repurposed the facility to increase their overall machine production.
So if we don't destroy it, they'll just keep coming.
All I'm going to say is this text is really annoying now. It really is starting to get on my nerves. But, yeah, like, I wanted to basically, like, it doesn't matter whether I get it digitally or on PS4, really. Like, it doesn't make much of a difference in the long run, so there's no real way to change things. It's just going to stay the way it is. Like, it's not going to be a big deal me buying this game digitally, because it'd pretty much be the same if I bought it physically. But like I say, it's like I bought Exist Archive on the PS Store and I paid a ridiculous amount of money for it. But this game's expensive as it is. I really cannot concentrate playing this game and streaming at the same time. I'm trying to get the points across, but I just really can't because this game's just throwing everything at me at once. But yeah, like, basically my PC can't run it on PC, so I'm trying to, well, I've had tons of problems with my PC of late because my CPU fan decides that it's not going to work. So, well, I'm not using my PC basically. That's basically the gist of it. I'm just streaming on my console. I can't even write text on my PC. I can't even see this video on YouTube. All I can do is stream it and pray. And get annoyed with annoying sounds interrupting me.
It's just accessing random, nonsensical
Like,
data.
I get that this is a story-driven game, but this is not the right way to do story. I'm sorry, but it is not the right way to do story to me. Like, it's like, imagine in Warcraft 3, if when you were playing through the story, you were constantly getting comm chatter from Kel'Thuzad saying, "Oh, Harpus, how's it going?" in the middle of like slaughtering like dozens of civilians, and you're just like, can you please be quiet, Kel'Thuzad? I'm in the middle of my killing spree at the moment. I don't need interference. But yeah, it's just pointless to me. It's just like, I've never ever had it in a game where dialogue via like cell phone or via comm chatter has ever been valuable to me. If you're gonna do dialogue, do it in person. At least in the game. That's how I like it, at least. I just don't know. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like comm chatter. I just never have. I've never liked the whole idea of characters just talking to each other, but not in person, like on the other side of the freaking world or something. Yeah, it's really hard to get used to this dodging system and play the game and commentate at the same time. It's not easy, and I can't even see if I'm getting attacked, so, because it's top down. It's like, this game is a bit disorientating to play, simply because the camera angles are constantly changing all the time. And I get it, you want to do something different, but it's still disorientating when you change the camera. It's like, surely you could stick to one camera angle. I don't care if it was like side-scrolling. I wouldn't mind a side-scrolling game. If this was only side-scrolling, that would be fine, but I just don't see the point in the constant need to change the camera angle. Like, I just don't get it. It doesn't really solve a problem, it just creates a problem, because it just disorientates the player. That's what it does. In a way, you could probably say that that's probably my first complaint about this game so far. It's the camera angle change just doesn't help the game in any way. It just serves to be more of a nuisance than anything. Aside from maybe the comm chat, but
This elevator's controls are locked and cannot be used.
you could just say access denied and be done with it. But yeah, like, that's the first criticism. The comm chatter is just a personal thing. I just don't like comm chatter at all.
Detected on enemies. Close range combat is advised.
Yeah, close range combat is advised, but yeah, I'm terrible at dodging, so that's not good, is it? But yeah, I have to change the lock on. How am I supposed to fight up close when I'm just getting my ass kicked up close? Like, maybe I shouldn't have done it set to that button. Maybe I shouldn't. Ah, so you can do a dodge attack. Nice. But yeah, it is interesting that it just throws you straight into the action. I will give it that much. But at the same time, it's difficult to learn how to play the game effectively at this point. But I really need some time to get used to this game, and it's not exactly the easiest game to get used to. Because there's just so many things that it throws at you at once. Like, now we have like a shoot 'em up section and that lot. Which, yeah, it's not exactly the simplest thing to do. And the top-down things are difficult because you can't really read their moves. Like, especially when they're melee attackers. Like, you don't know when they're attacking because you can't see their attacks, which is kind of a pain in a way, especially since the camera's so far upwards, and you really can't see what is going on. But you really can't. Like, these top-down sections are just really bad. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, the side-scrolling sections are fine, the 3D sections are fine, but these top-down sections they're not good. They really are not good, because you can't see what the enemies are doing. You can't read their attacks because, well, I know that they're just shooting, I'm just basically sucking at the moment, but, like, you can't read their attacks. If they're meleeing you, then you can't see what they're doing. You can't read their attacks because you can't actually see them. You can just see, like, little dots or something that kind of show that the enemy is there, but you can't see what you can't see what they're doing. Let's put it that way.
I surveyed the entire factory, but couldn't find anything resembling our target.
Maybe they, I don't know, moved it somewhere?
I'll probably get less annoyed by the game the more I progress, because I'm trying to get a point across, and I think this is the best time to do it, to be honest. But basically, my PC, I've had problems with my PC, and the main reason for that is my CPU fan isn't working.
Is that?
And
You mean the birds? Yeah, there's more plants and animals here than there used to be. Probably because the environment's changed.
yeah, talking. But basically, my CPU fan stopped working, and really, I'm not really knowledgeable when it comes to dealing with computers. And as a result, I don't really fit stuff on my PC. I get a friend to do that for me. But I do have the new parts for my PC, and I do have them, but I can't fit them, so I'm just waiting for them to get fit. I'm going to be probably, I don't know, like, I'll either wait for my friend to do it or find someone else. And probably I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to find someone to do it for me, let's put it that way. But if my friend can't do it, I'll just have to find someone else. But basically, I don't have my computer at the moment, and the reason for that is because my CPU, well, I do have my computer, but I'm not using my computer. And the reason for that is the CPU fan is not working for some reason. And I've had this problem for a while now, and you'll have seen in my Star Ocean streams where I was talking about my CPU, like, heating and stuff. Like, I wouldn't say overheating, but it was getting really hot, and I didn't really want to use my PC. And now the fan's not working. It just gives me another reason not to use it. And really, I'm just going to be, well, I'm going to be stuck without a PC for a while. But yeah, I'm going to see what I can do, and maybe I'll be able to get this sorted out. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I don't have my PC working at the moment, so I thought, why not play Nier Automata? Why not get it? Pick it up, give me something to do. And that's ultimately the reason why I picked this game up now, because I thought, well, I don't have my PC, so I want to have something to do, so why not get a new game? And I mean, I do have other things to do, believe me. I have Odin Sphere to finish, but like, it's just having the time to actually, like, I want to save that for a later date where I can properly, like, gather all the information that I need. And because, like, if you don't play a game for so long, then you just sort of forget about it, if you know what I mean. Whereas, like, with this game, there's so many endings that I'll probably be playing it a lot, so it makes no difference to me. But yeah, sorry for wasting your time. I just wanted to basically tell people why, well, tell you all why that, tell you all why that, and the dialogue just interrupts me each time.
Wouldn't bet on that.
But basically, I wanted to explain why I bought this game so soon. And I wasn't planning on getting it this soon, but I thought, well, it is the next game on my radar, so it'll give me something to do while my PC is not, well, while I'm not using my PC, pretty much. That's the gist of it. I can finally focus on the game now. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And ultimately, my thoughts on the visuals, as I will say, I'm not personally a big fan of this style of visuals. I never really have been the fan of what I like to call the Kojima style of visuals. Mainly because... No, God. Like... I just dodged into one. Right. Now I dodged that one and I'll dodge this one. Yeah. It's one of those games that demands concentration, pretty much. It is. Like, you cannot stream this on hard difficulty, that's one thing for certain. But, yeah, the visuals really aren't my cup of tea, personally. They're just... I don't know, they're very greyed out, if that makes sense. Maybe it's because of the post-apocalyptic look that it's going for it, but I'm just not a big fan. Personally. It's just my opinion, though. I just don't really care much for the visuals. And that's part of the reason why I decided to pick up Odin Sphere first, just simply because, well, both games are good, but Odin Sphere has the visuals, and that's why it won, really. And it was a dilemma that I had as well, for a while, so... But I finally got Nier Automata now, so... I can finally play it. And yeah, this is a very difficult game to stream. Like, I can see why Shintai struggled streaming this game. I really can, because it is really tough to stream as this game.
Target enemy detected.
And this is the last fight of the demo. Basically this big guy. But yeah, sorry that this stream's been pretty terrible so far. I've been trying to give a lot of information, but it's been so difficult because this game is just so hard to really play and stream at the same time. I can really see exactly what Shintai was talking about when he was doing his stream of the game. But yeah. Anyways, this boss is actually a lot easier than the sword because you can see exactly what he's doing. You can dodge perfectly. And yeah. So yeah, this boss I didn't really have that much of a problem with. But yeah, you basically just shoot his face and eventually he will die. But yeah, this game is... it definitely doesn't focus on a single mechanic by the looks of it. Rather, it decides, let's try lots and lots of different things. The problem with that is when you try lots and lots of different things, it becomes difficult for the player to deal with it all. Like, it becomes really difficult for the player to take it all in. Especially when your game is complex, and I want to make it clear that just because, like, not all games are deliberately made to be complicated, I would actually argue that this game is actually quite simple. Like,
What's your status?
This is the target.
at least compared to certain games.
Right. I'll provide support.
Ow, yeah, this ain't good. This is not good. I'm just not good at dodging bullets. I never have been, that's why I don't play shoot 'em ups. And I never will play shoot 'em ups for this reason.
Incoming enemy attack from below. Proposal. Evade.
Like, normally I don't mind games that just start off with all the action, but like, when I'm streaming it, it's really difficult to take it all in. And ultimately, like, if you're going to do it, give us access to everything and make us powerful on purpose. Kind of like what Chaos Legion did. Like, that game made you really strong. Like, immediately and made you feel like a badass. Whereas this, you start off with basically the bare minimum. And yeah, allow players to experiment if you're going to do this. If you're going to put them straight into the action, because that way they can learn while they're doing it instead of feel limited and weak. You don't want players to feel weak at the start of the game. You really don't. But this game introduces so many gameplay elements at once that it's just overwhelming. And this is just what happened in the demo, and I was just playing the demo, and yeah. There's just a lot going on. And we don't even know what the story is yet. Like, even with the comms chatter is just pointless because we don't even know the basics of the story. Like, why is this boss just suddenly stopped moving? Like, I don't know. Did it get hit by those rockets? I'm not sure, and that's where you kind of see the weakness of the camera and the kind of transition to side-scrolling. Like, it's a bit awkward when, like, because certain bits are a bit messy. Like you saw when I was trying to get up the stairs, I couldn't just jump up the stairs because part of it was side-scrolling, if you know what I mean. So yeah, let's do into heavy attacks. Yeah, you've got like fast attacks and heavy attacks, and you can transition it into heavy attacks. The basic stuff, it's like Dynasty Warriors style combat. That's what it is. It's the basic Dynasty Warriors style of fast attacks and strong attacks. That's all it is now, with a dodge system. That's what this game is so far. It works, I'll give it that. It does work quite well. It's got a good dodge system, but it's just that I just don't know how to use it effectively. I haven't practiced with it enough, so I'm not good at dodging yet. But it is still pretty good. It's pretty solid. I just hope that there's more variety in the hack and slash, because to me those are the core mechanics of this type of game, but at the same time they're not, and that's the thing. But this is what I mainly got the game for, the hack and slash elements, because I like action games the most. So basically, yeah, it's difficult to read the attacks. It really is difficult to read the attacks of enemies when they're doing this. But yeah, there we go. It's one of those games where you really have to play defensively, isn't it? Whereas aggressive, and yeah, you can basically counter. That's the gist of it. I get it now. I get it now. Basically, the counter ability. There's a counter ability, so that makes things a little bit easier.
I have to repair him. Han, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the.
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair.
Shut up! Just do what I say.
Why does he have blood? Like, isn't he supposed to be an android?
Just go. You shut up too.
Well, actually, I suppose androids are kind of part human, I suppose. I don't know. Or is that cyborgs? Androids are supposed to be machines designed to look like humans, aren't they? If so, why do they need blood? I don't know what this game defines as an android, but
677 received. Usage rights transferred from 9S to 2B. Requesting acknowledgement.
Please.
But yeah, I still don't know what the hell is going on with the plot. If there's any story going on, I don't know what it is. And yes, I have played this bit before. This is the demo, and I don't get it. Let's put it that way. But I'll try and pay more attention to the story after the demo is finished. But yeah. So basically, dodge all of his attacks. Don't get hit by this. Great. the camera really doesn't do me any favors here. It really doesn't. Like, is that going to hit me? How am I supposed to know? Like, because the perspective is just all off. Right, there we go.
It talks? I didn't know the machines had that kind of intelligence.
It would be nice, and this is the problem that I've seen so far, like the lack of focus on the core mechanics. Because it would be nice if the game, maybe you do later on, I don't know, but so far it would be nice if the game added something different to do in the shoot-em-up sections. Maybe like a bomb or something that you can launch instead of just shooting.
Use your pod. Should be able to take it over.
I told you to shut up!
Yeah, please do that. So
Control of upper arm. Seized from enemy unit.
here we go.
Go.
Oh. Crap.
Seize its control system.
Affirmative. Infiltrating enemy subunit. Behavior table adjusted. Balance controls overridden. Enemy unit subjugation.
This is one of those rare occurrences where I would have really liked a tutorial section. I know it might seem stupid, but I would have really liked a tutorial for this game. I just would, personally. Because it throws a lot at you, and as such it would be a lot easier if I could just take these things in instead of struggling through it. You know what I mean? Just take it all in.
You just die already!
Like, calm down. I thought that androids didn't have emotions. I thought that emotions were prohibited. Don't get angry, because anger is an emotion. Kind of,
Talk about
technically.
bringing the battle to them. Ought to be.
Contact command. Request assistance.
No. It doesn't look like that's going to be necessary.
And now there's two of them. Brilliant.
Oh, great.
Is this some kind of a gathering of something? Like, a gathering of robots so that they can discuss, like, robot stuff? And this is like the robots' table.
I don't imagine that
And their dinner. Pretty much, that's the gist of it.
this is going to end well.
I hope you've got plenty of seasoning,
Black box. It's ready.
because
Right.
you're going to be the next meal.
Requesting destruction of enemy hostiles via black box reaction.
And this is why Black Box no longer make the Need for Speed games. Well, I'm assuming so.
It was an honor to fight with you. Truly.
The honor was mine.
Because it was used in this game instead. I guess. And now there's text that I can't even read. Wonderful. But yeah, I miss Black Box. They used to be good at designing the Need for Speed games, and then eventually, well, EA being EA got rid of them, and yeah, pretty much EA really fucked the Need for Speed games. But yeah, I'm glad that all that's over. I really am, because that's just, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it, but I'm just glad that I can finally just talk normally without having to worry about dodging, hacking and slashing, random com chatter, and all that lot. Hopefully the game kind of becomes a lot less hectic and a bit more relaxing. I know it sounds weird to ask for something relaxing in a game like this, but that was pretty intense. I will definitely say that. But yeah, so far my thoughts are like as I played the demo, the combat's pretty straightforward, but it works. The mechanics are good. It's just very simple, and really it seems to me that the game is, and I'm not actually sure myself because obviously I haven't played enough of it to know yet. I'm hoping that it does, but I really like that's the thing. I really hope this game fleshes out its mechanics more. Like, I hope that it has and focuses on a core mechanic. Well, it doesn't have to, but it would be probably easier on the game if it did that, because the core mechanics of this game are kind of undefined. Is it a shoot 'em up or is it a hack and slash action game? I'm guessing that it's a character action game, and if so, I hope that they flesh out the mechanics of the game, and I hope that there's plenty of upgrades and stuff that allow us to unlock new moves and abilities, and also learn them, so that we actually get some kind of a tutorial on how to use them, because so far we really haven't got any kind of tutorial at all. It's just been, God, this loading's taking a while, isn't it? But yeah, this tutorial, there's no, the tutorial that we were given was just move and evade. It hasn't taught us any moves or attacks or anything, or attack chains. It's just move with the analog stick and evade with the button. That's it. Now, I don't know why this game is taking so long to load. Is this normal? Like, does it normally take this long to load after all? Oh, what? Oh, I was making a choice. Then why does it say loading? I can't even read this. This game is currently being installed. You cannot continue playing the game until the install has completed. Ah, it's the classic you must install the game thing. Well, this has been a failure of a stream, hasn't it? Pretty much. It has. So, I suppose I'll just wait for the game to install then. I'll redo this, I'll start again, and I'll see you guys later. What a terrible stream. What a terrible stream. See you guys.